What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to give you the 5 things that I like and dislike the most about my Hyundai Elantra N. Stay tuned. Alright guys, so we're going to start with the 5 things that I like most about my Elantra N, and coming in at number 5 is the practicality of the vehicle. Obviously, being a sports sedan, there is some level of practicality to be expected in this car. Certainly is not lacking. Obviously 4 doors, plenty of space where you can get 4 adults in the vehicle comfortably. It's got a large trunk, so you can carry around a week's worth of groceries. I can get my golf clubs back there. You can definitely carry a lot of stuff back there in the trunk, and it's a comfortable car, especially when you can factor in that you can dial in the settings and you can make it ride a little softer if you want to. You don't have to always ride around in N mode, so it's definitely a car that you can drive on a day in and day out basis while having a lot of fun. Okay, coming in at number 4 is the seats. I really love the seats in this vehicle. They're extremely comfortable, especially being a kind of a performance bucket seat. I'm 5'8", 250, and I fit in them very comfortably. They're snug. They keep me in place, especially when you start getting into some corners and things like that. I really just love the way they look. The materials are nice. The blue stitching is a really nice touch, and then the little N badge that lights up is really cool as well. I also really like that the back seats have the same exact kind of layout. They have the blue stitching, the same materials. They didn't just throw the generic Elantra seats in the back. They made it look really nice and match the seats that are up front. Okay, so coming in at number 3 is the infotainment center. I love the infotainment center in this car. It's very nice. It's responsive. It's quick. It responds really well to your touch. There's a lot of things that you can kind of customize in there that's really cool, like the ambient lighting, some things like that, which I do think is nice. The cameras, the camera system in this car is really nice too. It's very good quality. You get 2 views, just the straight back and then kind of looking down as well. But just the way that they integrated all of the N performance pages and all that stuff into the infotainment center is very nice as well. And it just has a really good look. I also love that they kept the volume knobs and the climate controls and stuff like that as buttons and knobs, as opposed to putting it all in the infotainment. I think things like volume and climate control should be kind of the old school knobs and buttons where they're easy to access and change while you're driving. I think overall Hyundai did a very good job with the infotainment system in this vehicle. Okay, so number 2 on my list of things that I like about the Hyundai Elantra N is the overall styling, both the interior and exterior. I think it's a really great looking car. I love the way that the body lines are kind of formed on the side. I love the headlights and the black grille up front with the kind of the red accented lip spoiler. It just gives it a really aggressive look. The wheels look great, although they are a little bit heavy, which is a bit of a bummer, but we're going to take care of that here very soon. And then you go around back and you have the nice wing, which is it's a good size. It's not overly too big or anything like that. I think it looks really nice. It looks unique, and it just kind of rounds out the way the vehicle just rounds it out and gives it an overall very aggressive look. And then when you move inside, the materials are very nice. You've got some nice kind of Alcantara suede in the doors and in the seats. You do have a little hard touch plastic, a little soft touch plastic, but overall the interior is very well put together. I love the way that everything is kind of geared towards the driver, or angled towards the driver rather. It gives it that kind of true cockpit feeling, which I really like. And finally, number one, the thing that I love the most about this vehicle is the performance in the driving experience. It's a great driving car. It's fast. It's a ton of fun. The steering is it's nice. It's direct. The suspension rides great. And then you factor in all of the performance kind of features that come with it, the custom drive modes, the fact that you can change the way that the engine responds, the way the suspension feels, the weight of the steering. All of that stuff is very cool and very useful, and really lets you customize the driving experience to make it so that it's tailored to you. I love that this car has launch control. That's a ton of fun. And then you get the end grid shift, which gives you a little bit of an overboost type of feature, kind of like a push to pass. And I talked about that a little bit in the 1,000 mile review. It is cool. You don't really feel the 10 extra horsepower or whatever, but it's a cool little feature. And overall, the car is just a lot of fun to drive. It puts a smile on my face every single day after I get done driving it. Alright, moving on to the things that I dislike about this car, the 5 things that I dislike most. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying that most of these things are very nitpicky, with the exception of kind of the thing that I dislike most, but that's because there aren't a whole lot of things that I truly dislike. I really do like this vehicle a lot, and I don't think there is too much to really complain about. But with that being said, number 5 is the fact that there is no like trunk pull or trunk handle on the inside. So when you have the trunk lid up and you want to put it down, there is no way to do that other than to kind of grab the outside and put your fingers on the paint, which again, it's just kind of annoying, especially after you just wash your car and then you pop your trunk and you gotta immediately put your fingers in, get fingerprints on the paint. You can kind of grab the latch, but I just wish they would have put a little handle. Now, I am going to fix that. I've got something that I saw another YouTuber do that I think I'm going to do as well. That'll kind of fix that problem. Okay, number 4 is the wireless charging pad. The wireless charging pad is kind of weird. You got to have the phone on there kind of perfectly, like at the right angle and in the exact right spot, or it just won't trigger. It just won't start charging your phone. Now this, again, it's not really that big of a deal, especially because to get CarPlay or Android Auto, you have to use a cord. It is only wired. So I went and bought a little like a 4-inch cable, and I don't use the wireless charging pad anyways, but it is a little bit finicky to get it to work if you do want to use that feature. Okay, so number 3 on my list of dislikes about this car is going to be the gloss black door pillars. The use of like the gloss or the piano black, whatever you want to call it, kind of plastic on the outside door pillars. This, I think, is just a big oversight because it gets fingerprinted up very easily, and you have to naturally you kind of put your hands in that area when you go to close the door. And I think they could have just used like maybe a flat black or something like that, and I think it would kind of be a little bit more resistant to getting a lot of fingerprints on it. That's something that I may change in the future as well. I can't imagine it would be too difficult to pop that little piece of plastic off and throw some vinyl wrap around it to kind of cut down on the fingerprints when you grab that area when closing the door. Okay, so number 2 is going to be the kind of the odd areas where Hyundai cheaped out a little bit. I'm talking about things like the fact that the interior lights are all the old school, like amber bulbs and not LED, which is an easy fix and something that I changed pretty much immediately after I got the vehicle. Also, the driver's side window is the only one that's auto scroll. The other 3 do not have the auto scroll feature. The fact that you get heated seats but they're not cooled, and also the fact that the seats are manual adjustments and not auto. Now again, these are small little things and they're very nitpicky, but I just think they're kind of little oversights by Hyundai that could have easily been kind of corrected from the factory, and it wouldn't have cost them a whole lot more money to do so. Okay, and coming in at number 1, the thing that I dislike the most about my Hyundai Elantra N is going to be the paint quality, and this is really the only thing that I genuinely dislike about this car. The paint is just, it doesn't seem like it's very good. It seems very soft. I've had the car for a little over 2,000 miles, and right about 2 months, and I've seen a couple small little rock chips already. I know that when the car was delivered to me, it had some kind of micro scratches and swirls on it already, and especially on the back end for whatever reason. There was the spoiler just had swirl marks all over it, and I don't know, it was a little disappointing, but I did do like a full paint correction on it. I did a wash, clay bar, polish, and applied like a ceramic wax, and got most of them out where it looks good, and the paint does look good. I do like the paint color, the Phantom Black. It looks nice. It has a little bit of flake in it. It is a good looking paint, but the quality of the paint makes me worry for what it's going to look like down the road, kind of for the long term. Okay, so that's gonna just about wrap things up for today's video. Overall, I really love this car. I love the way it drives. I love the way it looks. The good definitely outweighs the bad, and there really isn't any bad, to be honest with you. Again, like the only thing that I really don't like is the quality of the paint. All the other things on the dislikes list, I think, are all very nitpicky items, and are not things that would make anybody not want to buy this car. It's overall, it's a very well put together vehicle, and I'm very pleased with my decision to purchase this car. For those of you watching, if you own an Elantra N, throw a comment down below. Let me know what are some other things that you guys like and don't like so much about the car. If you made it this far in the video, please give it a thumbs up. I truly appreciate it. If you want to see more of my content, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button. I really appreciate you guys watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.